A hate group. The real hate group is the enemies, the Zionist state, the international Zionists, and these white race traitors and scumbags that sit in Washington.
We're talking about behind the hate. Groups like this have been living among us in relative obscurity. That is, until now.
And many believe the racially charged presidential campaign has emboldened those who are intolerant to become more public.
Tonight, 7 investigator Jim Kirchner is exposing the groups that thrive on a nation divided.
Within the last week, hate, bigotry, racism certainly getting resurgence, and it is not one-sided. Tonight we can show you many groups, many people who have been involved long before Donald Trump got into politics.
Hooray! Hooray! For nation! For nation!
The Ku Klux Klan is alive and well. This event in April in Georgia was held to unite with other groups.
What we see here is the true vanguard of the white race. No matter if you're in a Klan robe, your boots and braces, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations, it doesn't matter.
One of the voices here in the dark is the commander of the National Socialist Movement, based right here in Detroit. This video is posted on their website.
This is making history.
Amen.
This is making history.
That man in the shadows lives among us right here.
We didn't specifically endorse Donald Trump for president, but we are happy that he was elected.
Take a closer look at him and his group. There's a reason why. Strong symbolism with swastikas surround him and his message.
They call us a hate group. The real hate group is the enemies, the Zionist state, the international Zionists, and these white race traitors and scumbags that sit in Washington, D.C., calling themselves senators and congressmen that have consistently sold our people out.
There's nothing hateful about it. All the other races have their spokespeople.
He says they're now changing their branding to get greater acceptance. More on that in a minute.
I think it's very true that many Americans, perhaps most Americans, believe that the Ku Klux Klan and similar kinds of groups are artifacts of the past.
The Southern Poverty Law Center has documented what it calls 892 hate groups across the country, 19 in Michigan, 11 of those here in Metro Detroit. One has this storefront location in Northwest Detroit. We tried several times unsuccessfully to contact them and other groups in this category here. These groups are on the other side of race, called black separatists.
It doesn't matter what the white person thinks or how he or she acts. They are intrinsically evil. I think it's obvious that if we had a white group describing black people in the same way, no one would hesitate to call it a hate group.
You no longer smile while stating you are white.
WhiteRabbitRadio.net is another website based here in Metro Detroit with strong messages in well-produced cartoons and dozens of podcasts by a man who calls himself Horus the Avenger. We found him living among us and not shying away when we caught up with him.
We're just out promoting long-term preservation and stability of white children, long-term preservation and stability of our race.
Some people would say that sounds racist.
Well, they're just saying that because I'm white.
What does the election of Donald Trump do for you?
Well, he's aroused expectations. Everyone knows he ran on white identity.
And back to the National Socialist Movement. The commander wrote to his followers on November the 4th, before Donald Trump was elected, that they're ceasing use of the swastika. But he also says they're not changing their ideology.
It is a cosmetic overhaul only. What does that mean?
Just like it says. I mean, basically, our organization, our party remains the same, but the symbolism's changed. It's the symbolism that's held us out of the halls of government.
The bottom line, these groups have free speech, and many think their voices will gain strength, but there are also limits. They cross the line when they incite violence. Jim Kirchner, 7 Action News.
If you want to learn more, we have put links to all of these organizations on our website. Check them out at WXYZ.